to be here again. We're few, but we're the ones, right? So this morning, we're going to talk about the respectful, how to handle respectful behavior. You know, through our life, we see people be unrespectful, and sometimes we are one of them, right? How many of us we see other people to be so rude and respectful? I think everybody, right? So it's a bad habit, a bad choice they do, right? Because bad behavior is a choice. It's a reaction. It's a reaction, a bad habit. And one of the things we need to learn as a God's people is be able to control our emotions, right? We cannot leave our emotions just wild. We need to, as a people of God, able to control our emotion. How to handle the respectful behavior. Respectful children can turn into respectful adults. It's a consequence. It's a pattern. If you let your children be unrespectful all the time they're growing, he's going to be in the adulthood, be respectful. And it's not fair for the other people coming across with this type of person, right? How you like it? You like to be mingling with unrespectful people? Of course not, right? You want to be respectful with each other, not only with each other, with the stranger, with the family, with the other children, because that's the one we need to teach our kids. Number 2, Sister White in Adventist Home, page 267, paragraph 6, they say, she's talking about the mother raising children. She may, for want of time, neglect many things about her house. Sometimes we can neglect as a mother with no serious evil results. You can forget, don't wash the dishes in the morning, but you're going to wash in the afternoon. Those little things do not have a result, no serious evil results. But she cannot, with impunity, neglect the proper discipline of her children. The defective characters will be published, her unfaithfulness. So the defective character of your children is gonna unfold to the other people. You don't do the right things you're supposed to be. The evils which she permits to pass uncorrected, the crass, rough manners, the disrespect and disobedience, the habit of idleness and inattention will reflect dishonor upon her and embitter her life. See? Mothers, the destiny of your children rests to a great extent in your hands. If you fail and dirty, you may place them in Satan's rank and make them in agents to ruin other lives, other souls. Or your faithful discipline and godly example may lead them to Christ, and they in turn will influence others, and those many souls may be saved through you instrumentally. Sister White see the potential, the big problem we have in homes, the big parenting issue we have at home, right? So she's inviting us, and God is inviting us to be more faithful, and be more careful than what we think. What does it say here? Look at the Bible. We read already, Exodus 20:12. They say, honor your father and your mother. That's we're talking about your children. Children, honor your father and your mother so that you may live long in the land of the Lord your God is giving it to you. But look, Leviticus 29, what does it say? Anyone who curses the father or mother is to be put to death. because they have cursed the father or mother. The blood will be on their own head. See? Talking about the children. Children, you need to respect your parents. Even at in my age, we need to respect our parents if we have it alive. Yeah? Proverbs 13:24, what they say? Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the ones who love the children is careful to discipline them. So sometimes the people, well, I don't like to discipline my kids. I didn't grow up that way. But you need to avoid, you're not going to stop it. Your kids going to go over the cliff. Are you going to just, well, I'm not going to tell anything. I'm going to watch him go over the... No, you have to do something. What are you going to do? Hey, no. Just grab them and send it back because you want the best for your children. It's the same thing here. God is, He wants us, we discipline and love to all our children. What else we have over here? Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first command with a promise. So that is, what was the promise? Which is the first command with promise? Yeah, your life is going to be long, right? So that is, may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life in the earth. See? So we're respectful with the parents. It doesn't matter what age you are. You can be little one, you can be adult, 60, 70. If your parents are alive, you have to respect them. But also they say, children, obey your parents in everything, for this please the Lord. See? So sometimes as a parent, complain, my kids don't discipline. But my question to you, you are the kind of daughter or son you respect your parents, or you didn't? Maybe you grew up so rebellious and you didn't have the knowledge, right? But when you come into God, when the life of God coming into your life, so from that day on, you should start respecting your parents and respect other people. We're going to see some ways, a behavior, how we can address your child respectful behavior today. And what we have over here, the first one is ignoring attention, seeking behavior. It may seem like ignoring minor disrespect in the same as allowing your child to get away with, but selecting ignoring can be one of the most effective forms of consequence. Sometimes we don't want to ignore every single misbehave. But if there's some misbehave, they're not a big deal, okay, you can let it pass, and later you can do what? Address the issue later on with a calm conduct or with behave, right? So you need to make sure he is able to let them know. Tips to doing that, how we can do when a child is being respectful. So sometimes you ignore them for a moment because maybe you make a pause because maybe you're not in the right mind right now to deal with that problem, and you prefer ignore and issue it later. So what we can see later on is, like for example, let's go do an example. Early today, when I told you to clean your room, you rolled your eyes. Do you see some kids when you're talking to them? Oh, Mom. Oh, make your bed. Oh, again, and roll the eyes. And you know what? If you don't stop that behavior in your kids, when you're an adult, you're still going to do it. And some adults, everything you say something, hey, how are you? Oh, fine. Always rolling the eyes. And they don't know that attitude The rolling the eyes is unrespectful for the other person. So you need to stop your children rolling your eyes. Why? Because maybe the children, when they're children, they don't notice, or they copy from another children, right, or another kid. So they think they're cool rolling their eyes, and they starting doing it, or just starting. But you need to stop them. Talk about the potential consequences about things. Ask them. Let's go see. Ask them. You think rolling your eyes when your friend says something you don't like, you think it's your friends? You want me, like for example, you ask me something, sir, how you feel like I'm rolling your eyes? If you tell me something, if I roll it to my eyes to you, how you feel? I don't know. You don't know? You never coming across with nobody they're rolling your eyes. Their eyes. Yes, their eyes. So, yeah, it is something. And we mostly see them in the children and teenagers and young people. But if you keep that bad habit, I can want to tell them it's a bad habit. I want to mention, please stop them, stop it. Did you notice, talk to them? Did you notice when you roll eyes to me as a parent, but you notice you rolled your eyes when your friends tell you something? And how your friends going to feel when you roll your eyes? Make it.
It's a form of micro-rebellion.
Exactly. But that's why you need to stop it. Stop it because that is going to continue. I know a person, is like probably 65 years old. And anything you want to talk to just, hey, hi, how are you? How you doing? How's your wife? Everything is fine. He rolled the eyes for everything. And I was like, it's annoying me because you cannot, you want to make a conversation and have eye-to-eye contact, right? But when they're rolling your eyes, you're like, okay, maybe he don't want to talk to be bothered, or just next time I don't want to talk to him, right? Just things like that. So it's kind of little things. If you have a little children, it's easy to correct when they're little. When it's a teenager, you make a point with them, confront them. It's really important. Explain the natural consequence to be disrespectful behavior, such as the respectful children often have trouble making friends. See? It's like I was telling, if I approach that person, I don't want to I don't want to approach it again because it's going to be rolling the eyes all the time. Right? It's going to be losing people to be your friend. Connecting with your kids might decrease the conflict. That's what's important. Communicate with your children. It's really important you be there. So correct them. They feel like you have the confidence to talk to them and stop that one. And if they don't understand, when he told you something, roll the eyes to them and see how they feel. How you like it? I'm rolling your eyes like you do that to me. So, so they can understand the point. Because sometimes you try one thing, it doesn't work, you try another thing. So roll your eyes to them and see how they feel. They're not going to like it. Yes?
I'm glad you said that because I think that rolling the eyes or being disrespectful sometimes, kids learn it from their parents. That's it.
Can you repeat it? Everybody heard that?
I said, I'm glad you said that because sometimes rolling their eyes or being disrespectful or showing some disrespectful behavior is because the kids learn it from their parents.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Going back to the fifth commandment, as it's on there, honor your father and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you have a stepmother or a stepfather, but the word father and mother is still in there. The honor still needs to be done.
Yes.
And when your parents are dead, or if they're out of the picture, or it's not in the Lord, then you have to honor your father, which is your Father in heaven. It never stops.
Exactly.
And your mother in the Bible refers to the church. So the church, as long as it is in coordination with the Bible, that's
Exactly.
your mother.
Yes.
So it never stops. You're never grown up enough
Yes,
that it never stops.
that's right. If we teach our kids to be respectful, be obedient to you, respect you, they're gonna respect other people. Yes.
Thank you. I think sometimes also parents, they're not wanting to hurt their kids' feelings, and so they're worried about that. But that's one thing, definitely, kids are, how do they say? A kid that doesn't get disciplined is a kid that doesn't get love, because discipline is love. So I think, as a parent, my first child, I was always, oh, I didn't want to hurt her feeling. Then I learned my way. By the second one, I knew better. By the third one, they used to just cry themselves to bed. You're not going to go. That's it.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, and they'd be over it, and then they would switch gears, and then it would be fine,
That's right.
But not worrying about hurting your, because that's not your role. Your role is to protect them,
That's right.
to, think about the future and where they're going with that. And like, even now, like, I don't have, I have, all my kids are adult kids. And so we're still doing that, even when they're adults, still telling them straight. This is the way it is, because they're still also developing in their life. They're still needing their parents' support in a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? Even as adult kids.
Yes, yes, that's correct. We care about the feelings, but when there's a discipline and the way they need to be conducted or raise that child, you have to do what you need to do, right? Talk to them. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but this thing, what you're doing is incorrect. And think about the other people. You're hurting the other people's feelings as well. That's why I'm telling you to avoid other consequences. You're gonna hurt another people's feelings, right? Let's see, behavior communication. I think I got, okay. Find the root of the cause. Why the child is be like that? Why is the attitude? Why he's disrespectful? Why he's talking back to you? What is the reason? You need to go back to the root. See, what is the reason he's being like that? Could be, maybe it's physical, maybe he's in pain, maybe he's being bullied, and that's the reaction, or maybe it's being somebody hurt the kid. So you need to find out, because sometimes when they're on the school age, you don't know, and you care, you know what's going on. But by the time they go to school, they spend how many hours in school? 7? 6 or 7 hours during the day. Okay, we're not watching them. So it's a lot of arrows from Satan attacking them. So you don't know. Yes?
When my daughter, I hear her crying.
Hold on a second.
I hear my daughter crying, and I know she's frustrated. She's not just crying, she's teed off. And I go, Adelia, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? And I know she's not going to say anything, so I say, okay, I leave. And she's never talked about it. She always she's just dug in, I say, you okay? Okay, let me know if you want to talk about it or whatever. But then she's never has.
Yeah.
And I leave her there fuming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do I do? Is there a way to get her to say something, or do I leave her fuming?
Yes. That is important to know, because you know your child and you know when he's changing the conduct. So when they're in the school, 6, 7 hours a day, you know something is going on. So you need to talk to the teacher to see if something is going on in the school. Or sometimes he don't want to say nothing, because when they're being bullied, they tell them, if you tell somebody, we're going to hit you, we're going to get you back again, So they're afraid, they bully, maybe an adult hurt them. So right now, we need to see exactly what is wrong. What is the behavior? Behavior is a communication. That's the way sometimes children, they communicate. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. How you tell? I'm sorry. Go back to you. How we getting to talk? Maybe you be vulnerable. Vulnerable with your child. Maybe you can tell the experience you have in the past when you was growing up, and say, well, maybe the things they're not easy in the school, but it's a way. But you need to vent with somebody you trust. And maybe it's not gonna be a solution, but at least you take it out of the chest. And put, no, you're gonna tell her that. And then say, maybe you have a hard time, but maybe everybody. I have a hard time growing up when I was your age, and I need to vent. If you keep it inside, it's gonna hurt you. You need to talk to somebody you trust. How? Yes.
How old is she? She's 9. Okay.
Oh, she's 9, yeah.
I'll just share something that I use with my grandson. He's 16
Hold on
now.
a second. It's easy that way, yeah.
He's 16 now, but as he was growing up, 7, 8, 9, 10, I had that issue with him because, you know, he wouldn't open up. And so I kept thinking, how can I get him to open up? And he likes sports, and I like sports. So he has a bunch of stuffed animals, some of them Sesame Street and other things like that. He keeps them on his bed, and he loves those. Still has them at age 16. And so what we came up was with a radio show at night where these stuffed animals would talk to each other. And through the radio show with the stuffed animals, I could ask him questions that he would respond to the stuffed animals that he would never respond to his parents or to his grandparents. It takes the pressure off of it. And so you find some object or some scenario where the preteen or the teen can feel relaxed. You lower the temperature because they're not talking to you. They're talking to the stuffed animals or whatever object you come up with. And they're able to bare their soul, so to speak, because they don't feel like they're saying it to you. And you'd be surprised at things that he shared with me over the years that he would have never shared with me, but
Directly.
he shared with the animals.
Indirectly, yeah.
Do not ask a yes or no question. Just say, tell me what you're feeling. Oh, I'm angry. Well, what does that feel like to you? It feels like something different. Not, are you angry? Yes, no. They're not going to say anything. No, you know, ask a question in a way that it's not yes or no.
Yeah, and sometimes just to be there and hug them help a lot. Yes.
I also think when, kids maybe react or have a behavior or they're upset, also have to have the ability to self-soothe. So that doesn't mean that always that you step in and, what's wrong? What's happening? What's going on? How can I fix it? Tell me. If you're not going to tell me, then go cool down, go lay down for a little while, work out your issue within themselves. I mean, we're teaching them how to self-soothe as a little baby, when they're small.
Yeah.
So, when they get to that point and they get bigger, we want them to, and of course, going out there into the world, we're putting the armor of the Lord on our children to be resilient to challenges, to obstacles, to things that can happen out there, so that way they can be resilient and continue to go forward. So it's, and of course, there are situations that, that are much more intense, that need more, support or more attention. But I think that if we teach our children to generally be strong, not victimized, because we're in this place now where kids are very victimized by everything.
Yes.
And they're the victim, they're this, instead of knowing, how can I solve this problem? How can I do this? How can I be in control of this? How can I resolve this so I can get to the next step of what I'm doing? Yeah.
Yes. That's why it's really important you know your child. That's really, it's a key. It's a key, the importance to know your child. You know when he's happy Even he don't tell you, and you know when he's sad, and you know when they have some problems. Because if you don't know your child, they can be a deep in trouble, and you don't know. You're like absent, you know. It's really important to know your child. And sometimes, like I say, sometimes just to be there and hug them, and then, well, when you're ready, I'm here to talk to, you know. And find, you know the children, what they like, what they dislike. Find a way, and of course, like you said, not every problem is the same. Could be the same, but the child, the recipient is different. So every child is different, and the way they handle the things is different. So we need to help them to navigate that one. So find the root of the causes that attitude or that unrespectful. Use the term when and then. O sea, when you telling the child what they can do, tell them how they can earn. Don't tell them, you cannot do this one, you cannot do this, don't do that, you cannot go, you cannot, because it's no. You know, we have to be more positive parents. They say, well, tell them how you can earn more things. If you finish your homework on time, you have more time to go and play your sport, or you can earn money, you know, so you can have in your bank account instead of getting, you know, ready for life. So it's really important the how and when and then the statements we have to do. With the children, you have to be really clear, and we have to be really simple, not too complicated. Teach your children to be polite and kind. So how are we going to, when behaviors yields positive results? So if we in home as a parents, we're not polite with our spouses, we don't blame the kids. You need, oh, can you pass me the water, please? You know? And what is my husband going to say? Here's your water. But the tone of the voice. But I would say, oh, can you throw me the water, please? Or, you know, the statement you make, and then, oh, here, and he throw it to you. What message we sending to your kids? See? We need to be polite to each other. They give you the child opportunity. And when the child be unrespectful, like, oh, well, here, no, you stop them and tell, no, that's not the way we do things here at home. So try again. So send it back, try again. So let it practice. But the key also is the way you act at home as a parents. The way you speak with bad words at home, they're gonna follow that. And then they speak bad words at home, and you, I don't know where they hear that. Hello, at home, right? They hear it at home. So make sure they're fully prepared to follow through with a negative consequence. Make sure they understand after bad attitude is gonna be a consequence, right? Prepare it, avoid repeating them. Okay, like for example, okay, when your dad is coming, he's gonna do that. Okay, don't do that, I'm gonna tell you that, I'm gonna tell you. Repeating is helping or educating to not listen to you. So you tell them one time, we're not gonna do that, and you know the rules of the house, so if you do that, you're gonna get your consequence, and leave it there. Sometimes as a mother, you say, he forgot, I think I forgot. We need to remind them, you know. Sometimes, and we keep doing it, and we just not helping. You train them to not listen. So sometimes it's our problems. Well, what is another tip? Have your child try again. Okay, try again. If your attitude is being like that, let's go try again. A wrong choice could be followed with the right choice. If they make a mistake and throw things like that, no, we don't throw balls here inside the house. Try again. Okay. And don't let all the discipline to that. When your dad is coming, he's going to give you pow-pow. He's going to put you in the corner. He's going to have a punish for you. No. If the disobedience was there, you're the one challenged, have to do that because that, he wasn't work and he didn't see all the facts. But you did. So you have to tackle that and make sure discipline. And also they say about to learn to act respectfully, giving the chance to practice, to be polite. Give your child soften the tone. Don't scream all the time. I see some families, they scream, look like they're fighting, but they're not fighting. They're talking. I say, no, we coming in the wrong time? No, we're talking. Okay, looks like they're fighting. But for them, it's talking. So try to moderate your voice tone. Trying to be be more polite. Pick your battles. Not every little thing is taking score to your child. There are things that are really more deep and more intense in the behavior than the other ones. Like, they don't want to eat. No, I don't like the food. You don't know. Some little things you pick your battles in there. If your child struggles with a handful of behavior problems, it can sometimes feel like you constantly reprimanding them or doing out consequences. This can be discouraged for both of you. So pick your battle, not little things like if I left the shoes out of the way or in the way where you're walking, it's not worth to have a big fight just for the shoes. Just come on guys, just pick up your shoes, you know what is it supposed to be, don't make a big deal for that. Consider focusing on one or two most important behaviors, not a little thing. Another thing is providing immediate consequences. If as a little kids, you come down, you can send it to the corner. Of course, a teenager is not gonna work, send it to the corner, right? But the little children, yes. Come down in the corner, the children, and let them know what they did wrong. You did this, that's the reason you go to the corner. And let it sit for 5 minutes, the little ones, and when they come back, why was you being sent to the corner? What was the reason? And let the children talk to you the reason why they be sent to the corner. If it's a teenager, you can say, well, I'm sorry, you want to go and play basketball with the kids in the gym, but because you've been unrespectful and not, you need to you're gonna go a little bit, I'll pick you up earlier. You're not gonna go after practice to this social activity. So, Mom, why? Well, next time, think what you're doing and the way you're acting. So that's important that we do little things like that. Be constant. If your teen grabs their backpack and leave and slam the door, what are you gonna do? Tell them they can leave, right? Because they slam the door mad, you cannot. You won't allow harmful language in this home. Like we say, you set the boundaries, you set the rules with them. We not allow, because, why? Because besides, it's good for society, and the most important, we are Christians, we are Seventh-day Adventists. We need to teach our kids better, right? My actions that are labeled misbehaviors can be often corrected, giving the skills and attention to the children. They need to make those changes. We need to provide the tools for them so they can start working on that. I asked one of the things I want. The aim is not to dish out more punishment, but the goal is remain connect, teach them vulnerable skills and valuable skills, and maintain a healthy parent-child relationship. We're trying to be perfect, but we make mistakes. Mistakes allow us to grow in knowledge. So that's important to use those things. If your child or teen behaviors is disrespectful manner, restriction, may be necessary to discourage for the happening again. Restriction is about doing something kind for the target. If my kid is being respectful to you, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to pull him aside when we got home and let them, you be unrespectful with this brother in the church. You need to go and ask for forgiveness and be polite and ask him and make it up for him. So you have to do it and let me know when you're ready to do that. And come through to the brother and bring your child and let the child speak and ask him for forgiveness for the way he misbehaved with him or the way he talked to you, you know. Just we give you the chance to do the damage, to repair the damage. Or if they be more aggressive and go to the neighbor and kick the plants and things like that, you need to do the same thing. Get from your money, just have to replace the plant you break and do it. Take it off, you do it, and make it them to do it. So we need to do those little things so they can, next time, think twice and don't do that again. Just reminder, sometimes we don't have to tell them all the time. They say, kids are still learning, and sometimes the best way to respond disrespect is with a calm and yet firm reminder that expect your child to speak and act kindly. So it's important, hey, remember, be kind. Please, control your emotion, please. If your children is out of control, you need to see help. You can go to additional professional help. Give them a hug. It's really important to tell your kid, hug them and tell them, I love you. Many years ago, I was in one of the churches and we have some women's things program. And by the end, we started talking to this lady and talking, and she told me the background and just chatting. And then to the end, when we're gonna leave, I hugged her and said, well, sister, love you and God bless you and see you, I don't know when, but see you around. And I give you a big hug, you know, I hold her strong. But this lady, they started tears coming down to the eyes. And I was like, oh, maybe what pops in my mind is maybe I hug her so hard, maybe she hurting, she have a physical pain. And I say, oh, I'm sorry, sister, did that hurt you? I said, no. Oh, did I say something to you that hurt your feelings? No. And she's crying. And I was kind of worried because I didn't know what to do after that. So I stayed there quiet until she finished, ¿cómo se dice? Sollozando. Sobbing. Starting like that, right? Well, she started, getting more calm down. I go, what happened? And she said, no, you hugged me. And I go, it's a good thing or a bad thing? Because I didn't know. They said, no, they said, I never been hugged. They said, when I grew up, my mom never hugged me or my parents. And they never told me they love me. Just break my heart, honestly. Break my heart. My skin is starting to be chills in my skin. And I realized how many people in this world, or even not thinking in this world, in our church, they grew up with not big hug, by not telling them we love them. Maybe you've been raised like that, and you doing the same thing to your children, not telling them how much you love them and hug them. Physical, you know Jesus, when he was doing his ministry, he touched people, right? He held them from the head and hugged them. It's something about the human being they need to be hugged, to be touched, you know? So I encourage you, not only do it with your children, let them, hug them and tell them, I love you, son. Even you don't need to have their birthday coming to tell them, I love you, or hug them. Or don't wait until Christmas to tell them I love you, or give you a gift, or give you a hug. Just do it because you love them. Show them how much you love them. Give a hug. And you see the difference when you hug them and you tell them, I love you. Yes? Hold on a second.
Jesus took the beloved disciple when he was very young. And as I read the Bible, he leaned on his shoulder. And you know, he was the son of thunder. And then he became the beloved disciple. And then later on, a prophet. And how Jesus took him under his wing and changed his character. So when you said the touch of Jesus, that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And I do that with my kid. I tell him that I used to put him in another room, and he would show up on top of my stomach. And now that he's a grown up, I try to hug him, and he said, yeah, Dad, but.
Yeah. As a man, it's kind of difficult. I said, kind of weird, huh? You know? But still, fathers, they need to hug your boys. You know? Hug your boys and tell them, I love you, son. I'd say that one to the males because it's more difficult. The female, they're a little more easy to us, maybe. But for men, to hug your son is an adult son, it's kind of hard. It's kind of weird. No, don't feel like that. It's your son. Still is your son, and you still love them. And just hug them and hold them hard because you don't know how long you're going to have them. You know? Just hug them and tell them, I love you. Many kids will be more open to listening after they feel confident that you will give them unconditional love. Jesus, remember, for them, for children, it's hard to see God and Jesus. That's why the parenting is important because we're supposed to be Christ-like as a parents. And whatever they know about us, they think that is the same image of our Heavenly Father. That's what's really important as a parents, to give a good sample, to be good content. Our character has to be molded. If you're dealing with bad temper, just bring it to the Lord in prayer and your knees and ask it, Lord, please, I don't know how to do. I don't want it my son or my daughter's heritage that. Please take it that away and put up your part. When you remember you getting mad, start breathing, and just let it go and wait. Don't argue in front of your children. They do a good father. Fathers, you're the head of the house. You're supposed to be the priest of your house. Be like Jesus. I know all the parameter of Jesus is so high, but keep trying to be like Jesus. Every day, keep like Jesus. Your wife really appreciates it. And moms, please be the guards of your home. The guard, protect your home. Be the guard, with the soldier of your home. Make sure everything is okay. Make sure everything is go well. We're gonna finish with this, and it's an Adventist home statement. They say, well, I think we read it last night as well. Parents are to cooperate with God by bringing their children up in His love and fear. They cannot displease Him more than by neglecting to train the children aright. They are to carefully guard the words and action of the little ones, lest the enemy shall gain an influence over them. This he is intensely desire of doing, that he may counterwork the purpose of God. Kindly, interestedly, tenderly, parents are to work for the children, cultivating every good thing and representing every evil things we develop in the characters of the little ones. You don't have to have a lot of resources to raise your children right, you know? You don't have to have the best things for your children. A simple things you can raise your children, that's the best way, and they can appreciate everything you do. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be superpowers to do the best, to be the best parent of your family. Your kids will be appreciated quality time. Love them with all your heart and all your mind, and bring it to Jesus. The more than everything, bring your kids to Jesus by example. Thank you. Let's go pray. Yeah, yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to make a quick comment.
Yes.
This is all a lot of great information, something that we might take for granted, that we lose sight of. But we have to remember to be consistent with our kids and be connected with our kids. And not only that, it'll help them, but it'll help ourselves to be more disciplined with ourselves. As adults, we don't think that we need to be disciplined, but we still need discipline ourselves.
Yeah.
And working with our kids, I think it helps us also. And if we have, I don't know, like a situation with our kids, like Brother Manuel was saying with his daughter, put it in prayer. Come to God about it. You know, ask Him, how do I connect with her? You know, being closer, maybe that'll bring us closer to our children to know exactly what they're feeling. We learn their triggers, what they're doing, what they're feeling, and we could connect with them more to try to help them out.
Exactly. And don't be a parent, double standard parent, you know? You come into the church, but you do other things outside, you know? Don't be double standard because hurt them the most, you know? Or be inside the church and be all in, or be all out. But when you one feet in the church and 1 feet in the world, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them. Train up the child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. God bless you, and let's go finish praying. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the Sabbath day. Thank you because we're able to praise your name and be in your presence and be as a brother and sister here, mingling in the brother and sisterhood here, Lord, praising your name and your presence. God, please forgive our sins. Help us to be better parents, better person, better Christians, Lord, so we can raise children for your honor and glory. In Jesus' name we ask in all those things. Amen.